Hi guys and welcome to another wonderful devlog video of my new upcoming game. My name is still Marcus, aka Phodex Games, and I'm here to deliver true indie games made with heart and soul. The 2 last weeks I had a lot to do with animations, as you know, and it won't change for this week. Today I will give you a first impression of the first-person hands animations, which make a very important part in the game. So stay tuned and let's go. See you after the intro. So first off, it's important to understand that I already started producing the new game when I decided to switch the game engine and to achieve a much higher quality by starting over from scratch. However, I already had a lot of assets ready and I will use them, of course. Still, I improve and redo a lot of them because I want everything to be better. This also goes for the first-person animations, as you can see. I'm much happier with all the new animations I created as with the ones from Bladequest, and I really improved them a lot. For the moment, I worked on the bow animations and the one-handed animations. And I think that the camera motion effects really add to the fluidity and quality of the animations. What do you think about it? I think they look pretty cool, and I made myself a lot of thoughts about the whole topic. I talked about that in the last video as well, that I took some inspiration from games I like, from games I think they do it good. In particular, this is Fallout 4, for example, which everything feels pretty smooth. They have camera motion effects, but not too strong. Like, for example, in Skyrim it was pretty strong, and I overall think that the Skyrim combat system was pretty clunky. And by the way, an interesting thing here, I forgot about that game, but actually I took a look at it some time ago and I realized, hey, what the fuck, that game is, no joke here, the game has the best first-person melee combat system I have ever seen, and that game is Chivalry Medieval Warfare. Sure, that game has some problems, it's a little tiny bit clunky, but really their combat system is dope, and I will definitely take some inspiration from them, and I will try to merge all the cool aspects from different games together to ultimately create an amazing combat system. Okay, but now let's come to the animations. We will start with the bow animations. We have quite a few of them. The first one is the idle animation, relatively boring, but what I find very cool is how the character is holding the bow. So a little bit he's leaning it to the right. And what you see here is the loading animation, also nothing very special, but now you can like charge the bow, and you know, you can load it, you can like increase the power you're shooting the arrow with, which is pretty cool, I think. And I've already played that because I finished this feature, and it's pretty cool actually. The next thing we see here is the shooting animation. Also, not much to say about it, although the arrow doesn't really fly away because it's just animation. And the next is the running animation and walking animation, and this is actually missing some motion effects. I at first was not very sure if I will add motion effects, because I thought, hey, if you're like walking all the time, and if I add too much motion, this really gets a bad thing and you become like motion sick if you add too much. But I decided, hey, let's add a very decent camera effect, and it turned out it looks pretty great, but it's not implemented yet, so I will do this in the future. Okay, the next animation is the putting away animation, because we will have a relatively similar system to Bladequest. So you can have kind of an inventory, you have equipment, different equipment, you have different weapons you can choose from. But if you go on adventure, you can only select one weapon set. So you can take a bow with you, a shield and a sword, or a two-handed weapon instead of shield and sword. And therefore you need to switch between your bow and your one-handed weapon, and therefore we need putting away and drawing animations. Let's come to the one-handed animations. Let's do it very quick because it's relatively similar. Here we see some walking animations, some slicing animations. Here we see the camera motion in action. I think it looks pretty cool and it adds a lot of fluidity, and it just feels more natural, which is a cool thing. This is the left and right attack animation with a power attack as well. This is the attack fail animation actually, which gets played if you, for example, hit a shield. And this looks really cool actually in game. Okay, here we have the bow. Somehow we have the bow here in the animation. I don't know how it did happen. And the next, this is the blocking animation obviously, and we also have a block impact animation, which we did not have in Bladequest. And this really adds a lot of heaviness to the weapons of your enemies, and it really feels pretty cool. And last but not least, we will have a running animation, we will have the put away the weapon animation, we have the draw animation, and at very last we have the walk animation. Nothing special here, you've seen this already for the bow, but I think everything looks pretty natural and so much better than in Bladequest. So, there are the animations I've worked on so far. I think they look pretty cool. Sure, there is some stuff to tweak and they are not 100% ready, but it's a good start. Other than the character animations, I did them all manually actually, because for the first person hands that simply makes more sense and motion capturing isn't working that good, at least not with the Kinect. The new combat mechanics, like parrying and kicking, required some new animations for every weapon type, and as mentioned in the videos before, that can quickly add up, but I'm really sure that it will totally be worth it. Okay, so I have not much more to show today, and the next thing I will be working on will be the UI, another very important part for the game, so this is what we will take a look at next week. Okay, so what do you think of the animations so far? Are you happy with them? And what do you think could I improve? I know it's a little bit hard to imagine how they will look at the final game, but still, just say what you think, and maybe if you would like to know a little bit more about me and Phodex Games, or some secret game dev stuff, check out my other series called Game Dev Answers. See you next time guys, and stay cool.